All right, test, test, test. 1, 2. Looks like we got audio. Looks like we're good. YouTube was complaining about the bit rate, so I kicked that up. So should be in there. Sean, love to see you're hanging in there, bud. Always good to see you here. Oh, I think we're good. Give me a second. Just test everything. It's been a while. I apologize, guys. I have been living life, dealing with a bunch of stuff. We'll get going. Let's see if this works. There it is. Hold on. But you can't see the chat. Alright, chat's back. That's back. Test. Alright, cool. We're back. Sorry, I had all those set up for the Nexus interview. If you guys didn't catch the Nexus interview last time, dude, what are you doing? Nexus is one of the OGs. We're not really sure where he showed up. We're glad he's been with the fans. Glad you guys are here. I hope you guys are doing well. Give me some moments to send out some tweets. If you can, let your friends know. We're going live. We're back. We're going to hang out here for roughly an hour. And then we're going to go head back into the Rainbow Trends Discord. Up here at the top, you can always click the Discord community, and that's the link to get into there. No paywalls or anything. And we'll go hang out in there for the roundtable, voice chat, share screens, whatever you guys want to do. We'll hang out there for the rest of the night. And then we kick off for the weekend when it's Friday tomorrow. But I hope you guys are doing well. All right, let me send a tweet. Let me know we're going live. And that's what it's all about. Oh, try the premium marketplace for your X handles, because I want $5,000 for an obscure handle no one's using. That's what Nikita wants. So anyway, yeah. So check out all the stuff here on rainbowtrends.com if you guys are interested. But for the most part of the show, we're here for the vibes, we're here for the charts, we're here for the news, the memes, the jokes, all that stuff. Good times, good vibes all around, and a lot of AI, a lot of coding, stuff like that. It's good stuff. But anyway, let's get going. So, I don't know if your guys' family members is like this, but if you haven't seen the new Dune 3 preview, I'm very excited. I like sci-fi movies. Absolutely love sci-fi movies. And this is hilarious because my wife, to this day, cannot go through a car drive-through. And that's pretty much how she visualizes them. My kids are all gone right now, so hopefully I'll see them this weekend. So anyway, I'm very excited, but yeah, had to share that one. That one's coming out, and by the way, Project Hail Mary just got, it's on Amazon streaming, so go check that out, because great freaking movie. But let's start off. You guys know we have our friends, our family, all of our OGs. Much love for the dogs, and Stax was telling me to take a look at Cash Cat. And clearly he was talking about PopCat, but there's Stax right there. I saw this and had to share it. And the Academy Award goes to... Pretty sure it's AI, but it's getting hard to tell. You guys remember like 3 years ago when it was like Will Smith eating spaghetti and it was just like garbage? Maybe just 2 years ago, but shoot, it's getting crazy. Anyway, so he clearly meant PopCat, right? PopCat's the future of finance. Maybe we'll wake up Pixie and get him on a stream, because homeboy has been MIA for a bit. He's probably enjoying the fishing season, but yeah. PopCat's been nothing forever. So clearly that's not what Stax has been looking at. Apparently what Stax was actually talking about is Cash Cat, which is a different type of cat with $106 million market cap, which apparently gets you in the top 300. Nearly top 250, so yeah, cool stuff. But let me know what you think. Let me even know if you've even seen this ticker. I'm sure Coinbase is going to list it really soon before some other important stuff. But anyway, I digress. We move forward. Now, you guys know I've been really deep into the AI, and I really thought, everyone thought 2026, 2027, we're going to be using AI to cure cancer. Clearly not. We're using it for memes, and it all started with someone posting out, what would George Costanza look like if he embraced the baldness and grew a beard? And it spawned some of my favorite things. If you guys don't know, I'm a gigantic Seinfeld fan. And what's up, Phil? And it spawned people doing the AI for all these different versions of George Costanza. And George Costanza, to be clear, is like my favorite Seinfeld character of all time, except maybe his dad. But it's just been freaking fantastic. I'm not sure which one's my favorite, but yeah, the old WWE 1990 stuff. Eminem, Pimps. And also the video. Ali G was a good one. Harry Potter. It's quite fantastic. It's like someone's one-shotting these. Oh yeah, Con Air and Mario Bros. Pulp Fiction. Back to the Future. Duke Nukem. That's the one. Duke Nukem's amazing. So anyway, guys, as you can tell, this stream is for educational purposes only. It's not to be used as financial advice. Remember, this is an art stream. So anyway, moving on. So in all seriousness, S&P 500, what really matters right now, AI stocks and S&P. Back to your basics. Now, you guys remember we had the amazing tariff scare. We knew this was bloody. We knew it was time sensitive. Couldn't be last forever. Bam, popped. Quite a few of us still have the longs from here, and I didn't catch the bottom, but I started banging in through there, so call it there, whatever. We are now up 44% on some heavy longs. Quite a few Rainbow Trends dude got exposed there, and it was awesome. Why was it awesome? It was calculated. Rainbow theory, as well as like watching the stock markets, looking at like some of the stuff that we're going to be doing with the upcoming elections, the way Trump interacts with the markets, everything. This was temporary. It could only go so far, and then like literally this is the never been done before area down here. We mapped it. Very unlikely. We would need like tariff scare plus pandemic plus global warming plus Pokemon card hacks, right? Did really, really well. We actually got some crazy colors here on the S&P. Purple on the freaking RSI. It's amazing. And then we went straight into a friggin' channel walk shift, and then we finally bled out of the channel walk, and we started going into an Iran scare thing. Is this music too loud? It's loud in my ears. I'm gonna knock that down. Give me 1 second. By the way, my family got me a Stream Deck. So if you guys can tell, the Stream Deck is on my desk right now, being used as a stand for a Lenovo ThinkPad. So, really glad to have it. We'll set it up. All right, that's a little better. And let me get back to some Body of Light. Shout out Jarman, our best musician of all the Rainbow Trends traders, as far as I know. Shots fired. So Iran scare, right? This went nuts, and then bam, we popped out. Now we're kind of dealing with more Iran stuff, but one of the things I noticed, and this wasn't something I'm really familiar with, was a channel walk retest. And I don't know if you guys saw this. I pointed it out, I think, in the Discord a while back. One of the cool things about this pump, it double tapped the shifted channel walk and fully rejected it. And now, welcome to TA 101. Now we're getting into like a wedge. Going into the weekend. So maybe we're about to pop. Not really sure, but it's kind of interesting. Everything's doing really good for the most part. And towards the end, I'm going to go back into TradeFi, but this is really like the barometer. When I'm bored and crypto's kind of going sideways, I just kind of watch the S&P and I play around with the AI stocks. And I say AI stocks, the stuff that feeds these freaking animals that is like Elon Musk and all them. All the chips they need, all the supply chain squeezes. So anyway, moving on. Saw this, wanted to show you guys. Does it have anything to do with trading? I don't know. But if you guys have ever been to Egypt, let me know. I would love to take my family there one day. I'm just a little scared taking kids there. So, but good shots of the Great Springs to show you how small the head is. Now, I've always said, oh yeah, they put a different head on there. They think it was a lion. I've never seen this angle before. And that damn thing is super tiny. It's crazy. I always thought I knew it was small. I didn't know it was that bad. But anyway, moving on. Zach Val, Bitcoin bounces 10% in the middle of the bear market, and everyone in crypto tries to speedrun the most dumb stuff from the past 3 years. Yeah, I hate these plays, and I hate the game. So anyway, disregarding that, apparently BitBoy has a meme coin that's... the memes are fantastic because BitBoy is one of the most fantastic characters in crypto. He's probably one of the only guys who could like actually party with Hunter Biden and like survive, to be in all honesty. So it's, and even thanks Nikita for the crypto Twitter stock integration. Let me see, Bitcoin or Solana. So it takes the address, so I can chart this. Hey, maybe we need to get Rainbow Trends integration into this. So anyway, you live and die. That's apparently awesome. And then everyone became liquidity. It's great. Anyway, back to seriousness. Bitcoin. Where are we at, guys? Where are we at? So as you can tell, your boy has got some things turned off. So let me turn pivots back on, even though we have the manual ones laid. And then let me get the well prints back. And we're on H4, so we're good here. And I got my volume down here. Now, how are you guys doing? This is what we're looking at. This is kind of the white coffee-ish chart that I'm looking at. Now, remember, I'm not a white coffee-ian, and 90% of the white coffee guys like to point to these charts after the fact and want to tell you are dumb not to long the bottom once it's back up to like 100K. Very few homies can catch a creek jump. Luckily, you guys are tuned in and listening to a rainbow cow now talking about white coffee charts with crypto assets, which, you know, win in Rome. But we clearly have a death wick here, a very strong death wick. Rainbow Theory 101, that sets the range for the next few months. If you get whites on an H4 on Bitcoin, now crap coins, sure, not going to be a thing. But your big boys, your Ethereum, your Bitcoin, bam, bam, that's your death wick. That's going to set and force a range. Whether it's going to be distribution or accumulation, we don't know. You have to kind of play it out, and that's really the game, right? You got your scalps in between, but then your macro is you're trying to identify if this thing's going to turn. You guys know me. I like Wyckoff on at least a 2-month, maybe 3-month time frame. This happened back in February. We're well into the time frame for this. Now, that being said, these things aren't ever perfect, and the guys try to post stuff after the fact is what it is, right? But this is, to me, and I don't do the whole counting, blah, blah, blah. Basically, I look for the front end, which is like a death wick capitulation, use my colors, use my Rainbow Trends tool, the RSI, whale prints, volume, all that jazz. Clearly, I got my paint to say the next few months is going to go sideways, and then we need to try to guess. We know that we're going to get some bottoms and some highs, and it's going to range and play, and then eventually the bottom's going to blow out, or this was the reversal we've been looking for. That being said, I've been seeing a creek. I wish I had some better terminology for this because I used to just train myself on this and make up turns. I call this kind of the mountain, and the mountain is what forms the creek. The problem with creeks are by the time people normally realize they were a creek, price is already back up to here and you lost your entry. Right now, Bitcoin has one that's live and it's starting to play out. Now, mind you, this has been playing out since February. It's not going to teleport up to 85K. But you have well print clusters pushing down into this and showing support, and then you're seeing the well print clusters come back. You saw a drive here bleed out to the RSI. All those RSI X's, Rainbow Theory 101 stuff. We got an RSI rotation, right? I can show you. You go into the custom clouds tool. We turn RSI tops and bottoms on. Bam, bam. You got an RSI bottom right there. That's when the RSIs finally had this giant run, and then they popped. Bam. Right there, that RSI signal, that's the first one that's printed without an RSI print. You've had a full relaxation of the RSI numbers, and then you have a bounce off of the support there, and then this whole area is just littered with support order blocks. It's complicated, right? But in general, you guys can see hot RSI only goes so far for so long, and then it bounces. Hot RSI, blah, 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 bounces, right? Now you've got that, and you've got a lower low here on weaker colors, weaker RSI. You saw the whales here with a a whale cluster print, and they didn't really crack down to the next levels. They got bought back up. So now you can see, like, I think, right? I think we're here. Let me know what you think in the chat. But I think you're here-ish. And we're looking to get the first crack out of it. Now, the creeks, you don't draw like a horizontal line or a perfectly straight line. When I draw creeks, I don't go like, that's it, right? I don't do that. In general, what these creeks do and what you want to look for is a general. If you ask me to draw a creek freehand, what do they normally look like? They don't look like this. They don't. To me, they normally have some type of curve downwards that's kind of steady. It doesn't channel walk down, to be clear, normally. It comes down, and normally it'll hit this some type of support, wherever it is, and it'll bounce, bounce, and then it'll kind of start to walk out, retest, and then go. That's kind of how they look like, and that's kind of how like the Wyckoff charts look in general. Mind you, like, I swear, just there's really only one Wyckoff guy I ever considered like accurate, just to be clear. He doesn't do this stuff anymore. But anyway, Rainbow Theory plus Wyckoff plus your quant shit, I think you're here. And you have a very easy invalidation. We lose like 58, and lights out, Bob's your uncle. Maybe MicroStrategy starts leveraging, right? Who knows? But glad you guys are here. We're hitting 10 concurrent views on YouTube without an announced stream. It's amazing. In all seriousness, it does matter. I love you guys. Oh, but as always, don't like, don't comment, don't subscribe. Report, block, and call the SEC. We don't want the algorithm figuring out. We want to keep this channel low-key. Agent, yes, it was Jack on tops. Jack was really good at Wyckoff tops. Anyway, yeah, if you guys don't know, like, the way OG style of the whole, like, reason rainbow trends came out, I couldn't see Wyckoff stuff at first, but I still can't. If you turn all the charts off, I can't see this, although this is a hand-drawn chart. But if you give me just red and green candles, no pivots, no rainbow shit, I cannot see Wyckoff at all. At all. I had to have stuff here to see it. So to each their own, and even then, I'm not pure Wyckofian. We're talking about crypto assets on something that was like written in the early 1900s. So anyway, I think that's valid. I think that's what you got. In all honesty, it's a great look, no, but the greatest entries in life are either scary as can be or boring as F, and it's one of the two, or it's a third option where we all die, right? So anyway, moving on, let's check Ethereum. Big boy number 2, Vitalik. I saw something in the news. By the way, that was super accurate. We broke through the support order blocks, and then we found support, lo and behold, in an order block. Big, big, big thing. In general, guys, if you're really, really bored and want to sit on cash and get 6% APR, do it. But when you see white candles with pink RSI prints, if it's a legit coin, and not like garbage, like if Popcat's doing this, Popcat can go further, right? Sorry to break your heart, but the majors, right? Your Litecoins, your Ethereums, your Zcash, stuff like that. Maybe not Zcash, all the drama lately, but in general, when this stuff's printing hard, you're gonna get an opportunity, at least for a scalp bounce before it levels back out and then continues the free fall. In this case, we got a bottom, and then we set a bottom again with weaker colors, which is a turning read with Rainbow Theory. When the colors are getting weaker, the bears are losing power, and then the bulls will respond. Normally. It's not always like that, but that's the general idea of the theory, and that's why you guys are looking at a rainbow chart right now, right? So, it's definitely not here because of my charisma. I'm not a personality hire. But anyway, I digress. That's what we're looking at. Does it look amazing? No. If we were 2400, this looks like crap. Bam, bam, we nuked through it. Now, the question is this order block the one that's going to hold? I don't know. Ethereum is doing some more stuff that's even dumber. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe the new stuff they're talking about, the biggest thing since the merge, is great. But in general, you're going to bounce through this resistance into support. Now, this one, this was the creek here, and it did not show up. Bitcoin pulled back. This thing came down even further. No good, right? But this pops, and now we're trying to recover. So if Bitcoin starts to move up to jump the creek, and then Ethereum reclaims this and starts walking up, buckle up. It's going to be awesome. Is it going to do that? Are we going to bet on Ethereum to start doing really, 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 really well since $5,000 in September of 2025? I don't know. But in general, we've been through hell. Maybe we're coming out of it. We'll see. Now, let's check on the OG that is Scottie Pippen. If you guys don't know, Scottie Pippen is one of the few of the NBA championships from the mid-90s who is pro-Bitcoin. So keep an eye on him, but he's saying slowly then all at once. Maybe we're talking about going down lower. Maybe we're talking about Solana. I'm not sure. But if you look at Solana, it's a little bit different story than Ethereum. Why do I say that? We clearly have broken through the Ansem was wrong order block. We've found pain. And like I guys said, if you guys can just stay bored, wait for this pink stuff to print, there's a lot of damage here you can play. That's 35% playing room. Almost. You just can't sustain these on the major top 20 coins. They pop. Short of a governance hack or something like that. We'll talk about a governance hack in a little bit. Your NFT will not come back. I'm sorry. They really need to pivot NFTs into like intellectual property, like patents. How about an NFT for certain like technology patents, and the thing pays you back on chain? We got to come up with something for 2028, right? We got to come up with something, because it's clearly not going to be hamster racing again, or maybe it's hamster racing with go-karts. I don't know. At one point there was a catfish racing program on crypto on chain, so we're here. Maybe we instead of Popcat, it's race catfish. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, smash a downvote, smash the report button, please, because it's only going to get worse from here. Now, Solana, honestly, not looking good. Why? Well, if you guys don't remember, Rainbow Bros were trading this freaking range for freaking years. Bam, 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 and the damn thing finally broke January of 2026. Oh no! A bearish Q1 after a record Q4. Who could have seen that coming? Surely crypto's never had an amazing bullish winter that translates into an early Q1 and people start talking about Chinese New Year going to save us. No. But in general, if we're not looking to reclaim this, you're at least regaining your stuff here. Blah, 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 right? What am I saying? You've bled out bad. You popped, and now you're actually showing some support to try to walk up. If you can break out a 98, you have a chance to get back up to that giant order block that lasted for 2+ years. Reclaim the order block, reestablish your base, you're going to have a good time. So anyway, another thing to point out to you guys, when trading is boring as hell, people are bleeding, people are screaming, I can't say this enough. Watch for white candles in the reversion bands with heavy RSI. If I turn on the tops and bottom RSI tool under the custom clouds tool, there's your entry. Boom. Are you going to get the macro bottom? No. Let's go to the top of that candle. To there. That's 20% you can play with on a big coin. And it even went up to higher. It almost yin-yanged and hit the top, which is freaking 31%. On a very liquid stock or crypto. On this one, it was a little more Deathwicky, but anyway, that's pink pushing deep, and it pops. If we go to the bottom, and you're not gonna catch the bottom of the wick. I've done it once my entire life. 35%. When I say that, I actually got an entry below the wick of the day, which was just amazing. How? Crypto companies have 2 order books. There's a secret one that works on even lower time frames, and I got market buys at below the published prices for the day. So I had an entry lower than the low of the day, which was Rainbow Theory Bonanza. But anyway, Solana, not the worst look, right? We're not there. Now, moving on. So in serious news, we did have a hack. It looks like $20 million of Bonk tokens were drained from the DAO via governance attack. Has started to be sent to other exchanges. So if you guys don't know, it wasn't a hack. Someone, we don't know yet, or maybe we do and we just haven't published it yet, but someone apparently bought like $4 or $5 million worth of Bonk, voted on a governance to give himself $20 million, and no one voted no against him. And then he received $20 million worth of Bonk because he had $5 million worth of voting power, which is crypto, right? We're things never been done before, right? This is amazing tech. I'm in it for the tech, in case you guys didn't know. So taking a look at this. Yeah, amazing. Amazing. Bam, 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 bam. And then offload. $20 million liquidity gone. So it's awesome. So yeah, clearly I'm bullish Bonk long term. If you guys can't tell, I'm a long-term investor in this blue chip dog coin. Hey, it is revisiting the January or the October 10th bottom to a T. You tell me whales aren't particular about their numbers. Like, this is where it's like I can't. I know how the code works behind the scenes, right? Because believe it or not, I wrote all this crap like 5 years before vibe coding came out, so I got destroyed because what a hell of a journey it was. And now people are just vibe coding away, one-shotting everything. But that supporting like to a T off of October 10th. What is it? June 6th, 8 months later is insane. Like within just the smallest of percentile. It's crazy. I don't know why they do it, but I've seen them do it over a 24-month span, hit something like to the penny, and then come back on random stuff like Bcash. But anyway, we'll see if it happens. Maybe all the whales are just drawing lines on charts in a secret group chat you don't know about. They are. But anyway, moving on. So Trump, though, is telling you that short sellers are going to get wiped out. And so take that for what it's worth. Delta 1. I used to look up this dude intentionally all the time, and I would type in DELTA1. And I swear they changed the capital I just for this guy's account, because it's DEITA1, which it used to look like a L because it was a capital I without the little horizontal things. But anyway, shout out Walter Bloomberg, rocking the same PFP for 20 years. Now, he's saying short sellers are screwed. At the same time, Iran started blowing up ships in the Strait, and the United States started bombing Iran again. So a message as old as time, conflict with Iran. Lindsey Graham just sending out auto replies onto Twitter about how happy he is about killing people. So anyway, U.S. oil right back up, popping right back up off of this one. This was the Strait of Hormuz. And you guys are saying, Runner, I see a BART. Is that a BART? You're damn freaking right that's a BART. Now, does Runner trade oil? No. I watch it, though, a lot, because this affects other things. And the fact that a tweet on a Sunday can change the Strait of Hormuz price and the Strait of the prices at the pump is just insane. But it goes back to the original thing. If you guys are wanting out of the gas pump, the cheapest form of EV technology, if you can't afford the Rivian, if you think Gentile is a scam, you get yourself a 2009 Nissan Leaf for like $3,000 and just plan your trips accordingly. It's going to have about 25 miles of range if you don't turn on the AC. So you got to be careful, but I'm telling you, it's pure bliss. You're not going to hear anything. You're not going to pass anybody. people aren't going to honk at you because it's a Tesla. I think you can charge it through that funny thing here, and people are just like giving these away. But you can get like 25 miles of range. I think bone stock, these things only had like 60, which is crazy. We're like, hey, most people don't drive 60 miles in a day. It's going to be great. Man, imagine a road trip where you get that much mileage. It's almost like what the numbers were for the Ford F-150 Lightning when you hook a trailer up to it. But anyway, I digress. Moving on. Apparently, MicroStrategies is selling Bitcoin again. This dude, God knows how many sound clips there are of Michael Saylor saying, do not sell your Bitcoin ever, ever, ever. Don't ever do it. Blah, 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 blah. Let's shoot for the stars. Shout out Nikita for the 65 views. Amazing technology. I'll do hot dog reviews on Fridays, I guess, and we'll try to get some stuff going here. I'll be at Pringles. Sidetrack. If you guys haven't seen this, I sent this to a buddy of mine. Apparently, and we are going to really... Hey, if your TradingView charts are lagging today, my bad. We're pasting high-quality GIFs, or JPEGs. So apparently, Pringles decided to release not the hot dog, but the buns. So you can get different flavored, the sour cream and onion bun, barbecue bun, and like honey mustard bun in the can. And no potato chips. And then you can like grill your hot dog. Amazing. Like imagine, like Pringles hasn't done anything in like 40 years. They've changed the mustache a little bit, right? Like it's the same thing over and over and over. Oh, it's a can of potato crisp looking things made out of shredded potato powder. America, baby, right? We're really healthy. The fact that someone got this through a pitch deck at Pringles Corporate and got this through, because God knows they probably prototyped this and got the seasonings and everything just right for like a year. This company only works in potatoes. They don't work in wheat. This is amazing. So maybe, it's limited edition. Maybe these bad boys will work. Maybe they can do a Costco collab, right? Maybe we can get the $1.50, what is it, $1.09, whatever, $1.50 hot dog with one of these bad boys. Be amazing. Or they just let you bring it in and they'll throw their hot dog on it for you. So anyway, welcome to the stream. This is what we were planning to go through tonight with the pitch deck. Glad you're here. Please ensure to hit the downvote button. We do not want this stream to get any bigger than it is. So, moving on. Pepe Cinco. America, dude. So, Claude, get me out of this STRC Ponzi. Spiral Jet Chief has gotten me into. Make no mistakes. All right. Moving on. In all seriousness, your Bitcoin halving tracker, every halving, this stuff gets weaker and weaker and weaker. That being said, you're like 6 to 7 months of the Pico bottom on most of these, if we're not already Pico bottomed. So, it's not that the journey's over, it's just maybe there's a fork in the road, right? But in all seriousness, we'll get an even weaker run next year. It's been TradeFied. Welcome to the 200 daily moving average as your new form of support. We brought crypto to TradeFi, and this is what we get, right? But anyway, currently we're at $63,000, which is fantastic. So 2012 that would have been scaled to 1.2. But moving on. Biggest bull trap I've ever seen. They won't put the trap on me. Hashtag Bitcoin. It's a 3-minute candle, but that's amazing because check out the channel log. It's amazing. Phil's Canadian. Ban him. Mods, ban him from the chat. We don't do Canada here. Hockey. America's better at hockey now, so just deal with that. So, stock to flow, if you look at the other cycles, the thing we just looked at, let me zoom this in a little bit. And I want to get rid of that line. Everyone's like, oh, the stock line, we don't touch it, blah, blah, blah. Homies. Look at the damn colors. Yellow's highs, green's bottoms. It's turning green, my guys. We're getting close. Getting real close. I don't know what the bottom one is. I don't recall seeing that. That is the S. Oh, stock to flow multiple. There's a stock to flow multiple. Huh. I'm unaware of the stock to flow multiple. I guess the lowest ever was 2010 at like 0.14, and we're almost there. I guess the multiple, and I'm going to screw it up if I release it. Yep. Long story short, the point was ignore this damn line that talks about $500 million. Just look at the colors. It's actually showing like we're getting kind of close. Make it through summer, maybe we're good. And to remind yourselves, Donald Trump did not make his first $1 billion in crypto until age 80. So you guys got time. You guys got time. Don't worry about it. Trump did not use you guys as liquidity. Clearly, $24. It's actually hit 70, but in general, I ignore this stuff because that's just the exchanges coming online. Because we gotta be serious when we're looking at our Trump coin charts, right? All seriousness, that's just you've been dumped on. You walked away with $500 million or something. But moving on, in all seriousness as well as continuing to be disappointed with a lot of things in life, 3090s are now approaching $1,500. 6 years old technology that's probably been mining Ethereum for 4 years of their lives. Dear God. I looked at these when they were 900. I finally bought one at like 1100. Now they're freaking 15. I digress. I have good news, guys. If you want to do local AI, this could be your savior. NVIDIA leaked some specs. And apparently, they have been developing a 5080 Super. Same core count, higher power, but more RAM. What's that mean? We now have another 24 gigabyte card in the pocket. Dear God, 415 watts? No. It could even reach 450. I run my 3090s at like 250, 270. That's woo. So your office where you run your local LLMs is going to be smoking hot, but it's interesting that they're doing this because it's maybe another option. Honestly, like 5060 Ti's are starting to become like probably the best thing, I guess, outside of a 3090 and just buckling up and maybe buying like the 5090s. But good Lord, good luck trying to find them. But anyway, NVIDIA though, got ourselves a channel walk at the top of a range. Not bullish on that. Why? Runner doesn't like buying stuff that high. This side I'm not a big fan of, but we break the channel walk, get above this. Let's roll 240. Let's go 250. They still are handicapped, and they've been handicapped for quite a while, since August of 25. Basically a damn year. The up-only stock of, like, up-only stocks. Right? If you really zoom out, this thing's just been trucking. It's been going sideways for, like, a year. They had to quit making gaming cards. For the most... They say that, but you can still get them. But they don't have the units to... The chips and stuff to build these damn things anymore. So, like, they have designs and stuff, but, like, they're not really focused on... their market anymore. They're more focused on just pure AI data centers, which to a point, the data center supply chain stocks are still the ticket. Western Digital, straight up, baby. We finally tagged the little channel walker here on the daily, but it's... If you guys are part of the Rainbow Trends Discord, we were watching this channel walk form. And today, markets opened way up. Maybe we'll get a retest and then maybe get a touch. But in general, you're not going to catch red on these most likely ever again, right? It hasn't been red since April of 25. Straight up. Now, with that being said, your boys DDR memory talk. There's 3 of them. SK Hynix, Samsung, and Micron. Those are the 3. One of them's American, the other 2 in Korea. SK Hynix is coming to America as far as the stock exchange. So I've heard it's already 7 times overprescribed. I'm not so crazy about it. Frankly, if you look at the Korean stock market, it's been up, but it's not just teleporting up over this, but they have been going crazy regardless because of the AI stuff. So if you look at these numbers, that's like the Korean stock exchange because you can't buy it on the New York Stock Exchange yet, but it's coming. But I've been watching this one because this is the real one, the OG. You look at Micron as well. Micron's been friggin' mental. They keep hitting cyan bands. Like, this is what crypto used to look like. Amazing, amazing. So, anyway. Now, with that being said, AXTI, that was one of the ones we've been looking at. I forgot who in the Discord was talking about this one. But shoot, it's been ripping since April, same time frame. But now it's broken out. And we're going to see if she bounces. This is one of the only ones of like you see over here. It's like DDR7 supply chain tickers. That's one of the things I've been tracking for a while in trading. The other big boy, SanDisk. So shout out, I broke my my beloved ThinkPad. I actually blew up a Samsung 990 Evo. Like the most expensive, highest rated, one of the fastest like SSDs of all time. I blew the damn thing up. So I bought a cheaper SanDisk half terabyte, threw it in this thing, and I'm testing it now because I don't know if my laptop is just the cause. What's up, Pantaga? I'm not sure if my laptop is the reason why it blew up, or if it's just I had a hard drive failure or AI screwed it over. I'm still trying to figure that out. So I was like, all right, I'll throw in a $100 SSD and see if it nukes this one. But so far, so good. And I finally got back into some of my AI coding stuff. But I digress. If you guys don't know, Mark Zuckerberg posted on Twitter for the first time in like 7 years or something, just to come out and tell us that they're releasing a strong agentic encoding model at a very low price. So thanks for the ad. Actually a really good photo of him other than it being sideways. But yeah, Grok 4.5 drop today is a massive thing as well. Anyway, in other news, Kawasaki, KHI, Kawasaki Heavy Industries out of Japan, has finally revealed, like 2 years later, the two-stroke that they've been developing is a fuel-injected 327 beast. Electric start, fuel-injected, modern frame, modern suspension. They did not half-ass this one, guys. And look at this beaut. MSRP $9,000. I don't even think there's a class for this in professional racing. There's definitely not, but in the amateur ranks, I think you can only race this in the open class. But the fact that all of Japan except Yamaha abandoned the two strokes and we finally got a new one back is freaking amazing. I've also heard some rumors that the carb emission stuff in California is in court right now, and the lawyers may actually pull this one out. So I'm actually super excited. Pantaga, no, I'm not buying one of these. It's $9,000. I got 2 dirt bikes already though, and I don't ride them enough. But I cannot wait to hear the reviews. I've already watched an interview with one of the test riders who's been testing it for like over a year and can finally talk about it. But it's super cool. Anyway, Meta. Zuckerberg dropped some stuff. Meta's going sideways, same thing. But we have to look at it since we were talking about it. We did mention Gentile, so hold on. Rivian. Bada bing! Hey. This is like the charge level of the Nissan Leaf. Up and down every 20 miles. It's amazing. I got that scalp. I got it for 17.5. Or I bought here 17.5, something like that. I don't remember. I have not touched it again, but I wanted to check it. Let me check Tesla since they were dropping the 4.5 Grok, which I had Grok Heavy for a bit, and I unsubscribed. Twitter's turning into a lot of slop stuff, so I kind of chill out with it. Anyway, that's it. Oh, to the minute, 9 o'clock. All right, dudes, we're going to head over to the Rainbow Trends Discord, probably fire up some Rocket League. Talk charts, talk questions, but click the community up here. You can find us in there. We're going to go hang out there the rest of the night. We'll talk